Awesome. So now this brings us to the next part of our session today. It's the data drop section, and we haven't done one of these in a while, Will. So let me share a few data sets to you. Will did an access to information request from immigration, and what he did was he asked for three types of work permits, data relating to approvals and refusal rates, broken down by country. But today, what we're going to talk about is just the gross, grand total data for the C41s, C42s, and C43s. Will, do you want to talk about what those are, first of all?
Yeah, absolutely. So for the C41, it's a spouse of a skilled worker. The one thing I should correct it. I did the search through CDO, so you have to request it. It's separate from ATIP. But I asked for the stats to be combined for extensions and overseas applications. In hindsight, I would have liked to split them apart, and I actually did ask for them apart, but they just combined it all. You're going to see much higher extension approval rates inside Canada than overseas applications, which is probably why when you break it down by country that you're going to see some of the major discrepancies. So in short, we're not going to talk too much about the C41, and LJ, if you have some pointers, we can add them afterwards. But for the C42, the spouse of a student, a study permit holder studying at a DLI, overall for 2020, we saw 71% of those applications being approved, again, combining both extensions and overseas applications, and 29% refusal. However, if you start, and I did this, look at it from the percentages of approvals and refusals, in the high 90s, you have your Asian countries such as Taiwan, China, Hong Kong. You have your, I believe France was up there, Japan. And then when you go to the lower 60s and 50s, that's where you start getting your Southeast Asian countries. And when you go all the way down, then you're in your African and Middle Eastern countries. So part of this, and I wish I could visualize it through a map, which I'll do probably in the future, but there's still very much a racialized analysis based on country of citizenship. And it depends on what your citizenship is, it has a direct impact on the percentage of approval. The one I wanted to bring to maybe Mayoori and Ravneet's attention, given this one is sort of very, very directly related to your work, is we were both surprised, LJ and I, about the approval rates for postgraduate work permits in the last several years. So in
Try
2020,
stumped.
stumped.
I
And
was
again,
stumped.
I've been even, we're still stumped because it's very, very high. Yet we talked about, Mayoori, the requirement to be in full-time studies and how many of those refusals come to my door. So I want to bring it to both of you. Are you surprised that in the last several years, in 2020 it was a 98% approval rate for postgraduate work permits. 2019 it was a 97% approval rate for postgraduate work permits. 2018 I believe was 96%. 2017 was 95%. 2016 was 97%. So those are the approval rates for postgraduate work permits. And yeah, what are your reactions, and how do you square it with all of the students that get refused and I don't know, government stats?
I
Maybe I'll
mean,
start with
first,
you.
actually, before you pass it to them, actually, like, I'm wondering, Will, you did wonder this, like, online on Twitter. Are we just seeing the 3%ers, the 4%ers? Are those really the ones that we're just seeing? So over to you guys. Let's start with Mayoori.
I am truly surprised that the approval rate is that high, given how many students I see that are going to go ahead and apply for their PGWP, but their student record is, in my opinion, is botched, basically, is what I say. I'm like, this is really, you've had some challenges along the way, and unfortunately you're only talking to me now, and so there's like little we can do to rectify like those semesters. And so I'm really surprised that it's that high. And yeah, like you guys, I'm hearing from quite a few students that do end up getting refused, and it's because of like one 3-credit course that's missing in 2016 or something like that, or an IRCC officer misreading a term that was a strike term at the institution, and then even though that the student explained it and so on, but they're like, nope, you have a semester that's missing, refused. And so I'm truly surprised on that. I cannot even believe that's high. Like, are you positive those stats, like, you got them from me? Like, are you sure? I mean, I guess that's good, right? Like it's good if it's true. And I think there's another discussion about like discretion of IRCC officers. And like we thought that there wasn't any, there's a previous federal court decision, right, that said that there isn't, and now seems to be that there is. So maybe that's a good thing. I'm perplexed. Yeah.
I'm surprised as well. I think I'm not too sure. I don't know what to say, because it seems to be that we see a lot more refusals from, especially for our undergraduate students that don't have an approved leave policy in place. And when these students do take breaks, they do get penalized for taking those breaks or part-time studies. Yeah, so I don't know. I find it hard to believe myself as well that these numbers are actually correct in terms of the refusal rate that they've shared with us. But we do from time to time see students being penalized for something that may have been something that was out of their control. And at the same time, we do see students getting approved that may not even have that strong of a case. So there is obviously that discretion that is there, and we've seen it from time to time. However, we have to advise our students based on the facts that we have in front of us and give them the kind of the picture there that taking a break or taking part-time studies when there's no authorized leave policy in place for them can obviously come back, negatively impact that PGWP. But these stats are surprising, and I find it hard to believe that only 3% of the students have gotten a refusal.
So that makes 4 squares of stumps. All right. Now, well, with all of us stumped with these numbers, Will, are you running any theories in that brilliant mind of yours?
Yeah, first of all, if the mind's not brilliant, it's definitely been filled with baby cries, and it's stopped thinking on several occasions. But I also think that, well, first of all, I worry because whenever you have such high stats, and I think is either Mayoori or Ravneet, one of you alluded to that if advisors are telling you things are 100%, you should probably walk away. We actually have a statistical basis for 98%. And I've already started to see, different type of institutions and third parties and different, recruiters and blah, 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 start to, sell these numbers, right? And I think that gives sometimes students who actually have complicated cases this false hope that, everything is 98 to 100%. The other one I think is, very possibly the students that fit C43 or the ones that are being approved for C43 work permits might have to already meet the eligibility for C43. So we don't know exactly how they classify it. So one of the things LJ and I were throwing around was perhaps that if they, graduated from a private, or they maybe didn't even meet the requirements of C43 in the first place, maybe those numbers are just conveniently left out of the calculation there so that they won't count as C43 actual postgraduate work permit applications. So we don't know. I know that's sort of a bit of an off theory, but as a colleague was saying, there still could be about 30,000-ish refusals. So perhaps we are part of the 3 to 4% that get to us. But interesting stats, and something we should press government for. I know I'm going to be asking of these stats to the local liaison and getting her perspective as well to make sure that we're not getting fed misinformation, which is always a concern.
2 points to Will's numbers, 30,000. What he means is that at any given point, what is it, like 500,000 active study permits are going around for post-secondary institutions. So 30,000 for us as raw numbers, that's a lot, but statistically that might not actually meet like a huge chunk of the pie, right? And second point, and since we're in the realm of speculating and theorizing here, the other thing that I was thinking about is that on first application, people could get refused, and then they call the IRCC hotline, or they send a web form with additional documentation in web form. They don't necessarily pay a new fee. So they don't necessarily open a new file or a new study or a work permit application number, which means that in effect, they're reopening a decision which basically gets revisited, and perhaps that smooths over that refusal into an approval. We don't know. I'm really hoping that we can get more information from Will's request for information.
Yeah, reconsideration requests, I've been doing a ton of them recently for students. Some institutions actually send them en masse to me, and it seems like whoever has the connections and gets a school's letter and has an MP calling is the difference. But again, I have problems with that system. Probably too many to share in this short episode. So let's shift gears to something more fun.
Yes. So why don't you
right,
go ahead
so-
and introduce the game, mechanics, Mr. Game Master.
All right. So I know we've all been here for an hour and 20 some minutes. I want to thank you all again for sticking around with us this long. I promise we'll be out before the hour and 45-minute mark. It'll be like a 15 to 20-minute game. Hopefully it'll be fun. Hopefully that will justify the whole session for both of you. Okay, so welcome to a special ImmLight round episode where we face East versus West. Very all-star game type feel. LJ and Mayoori representing Ontario, and myself and Ravneet. Ravneet, you're gonna wear your BC hat. No, I'm just kidding. But we're Alberta, BC. West Coast prairies. We can kind of combo on this one. And the game we've created today is a special one called Misrep. And again, I know Misrep's not a really funny thing to talk about, but we're gonna make a little bit of lighthearted out of Misrep today. So for those of you it's the first time watching one of these, you can always flick back to the episode we did with Angela and Andrew, where we did a similar type game in that episode. For this one, the rules are as such. Each team will prepare a set of facts on their whiteboard, and it'll be one fact for one team member and one fact for the other. Among these two facts, one of these ones is not true, so it's a misrep. The other one is true. And it's the goal of the other team to guess which one is true and which one's a misrep. And in order to do this, each one of you will need to have a whiteboard or a piece of paper, either or is okay. And on that, you're going to write down the fact. And I sent out an example before the episode, so hopefully that makes it somewhat clear. Well, we're going to play 5 rounds. I know Ravneet and I, we've already been planning. We've already been training for this.
So have we.
We're serious about this. And the loser of the game, out of the best out of 5, owes the winner a meal at the next reunion somewhere, sometime in the near post-pandemic future. So without further ado, who wants to go first?
All right, so who's going to go first? I think the person who won the last time should go first, which was Will.
Okay. So Ravneet, just so we're aligned on this, we're going to start with our, we kind of did it chronologically, and I said no, like high school or whatnot, but you know what, we're going to throw high school one in there just because it's so far away that y'all you wouldn't have known us, and then therefore we can be a little tricky on that one. So
I mean, just to give some context to our viewers today, what we're doing is we're staying on theme, education. So Will said that we should stick to facts or lies about our educational careers.
Okay, so we're gonna start with number 1. Ravneet on our list. We're gonna keep to the game plan. Are you ready, Ravneet?
Yes.
Okay, so here's mine. Y'all can read it, or I can read it out afterwards. I'll first show it on the screen, then I'll read it. I was on a high school team that finished 4th in the province of British Columbia. And what's yours, Ravneet? It might be hard.
Mine is I was on the high school table tennis team for 2 years.
Quick question. What sport was that, Will?
It says in the question, man.
I was on a high school tennis team.
Okay, tennis team. The other one is a table tennis team. Do you want to take first stab here, Mayoori, or?
I'm gonna go with Ravneet. Wait, I have to guess who's the team.
Misrep. You gotta guess the misrep.
Oh, I have to guess the misrep. Will's is the misrep.
I agree with that.
All right, Ravneet, what's the answer?
Mine was the misrep.
What?
Will?
I didn't know you played
I don't
tennis.
think I play tennis anymore, but I once was a very, very good tennis player.
Oh,
No,
so
I was
cool.
on the
I
bench,
know that.
But no, I wasn't a very good tennis player. I was actually
I don't know,
came off the bench.
Something about Ravneet was like, you are a good table tennis player. Like,
This is true, yeah. And I would have thought that you would have played like in a basketball team too, Will.
No, tennis was the only high school sport I played. And yes, we finished 4th in province. And I don't believe I was actually asked to play. I sat on the bench because we had 4 really good players, 3 other good players.
Cool.
But anyways, I was on the
Well,
team.
that's score 1 for Team Ravneet
Yay.
Will. And none for us yet. So it's our turn. All right, let me flip over my note here.
LJ, we should like turn this into an actual just a show and a game show, by the way. What does that say?
Yeah. I've never been on an international exchange.
I've been on exchange in South Africa.
Wait a second. Okay, so what do you classify as international exchange, first of all?
That I'm
if you went
enrolled
to
in
study,
a host institution and I'm going away for 1 semester or a year and coming back. That's a tricky one. You're right to ask these questions.
You're trying to trick me on. You're trying to get me on the semantics there.
Yeah.
I'm like, how can that be? That's so straightforward. No. Okay, Ravi, what are your thoughts on that?
Would
We can ask some questions too to help us. By the way, South Africa.
LJ is the misrep. What do you think?
Ooh. I'm gonna agree with you because I think he was a student at NUS, but he was not on exchange. So I'm gonna vote LJ on the misrep as well.
I've never actually been on exchange ever. So I was telling the truth.
He was telling.
Oh no, on the misrep?
Truth. Yeah, it was not a misrep.
Oh shit. Okay, sorry, clear it up.
Okay.
Oh, sorry. The rules of my own game screwed me up. I was like, okay, anyways, that's my fault.
Okay.
We lost.
We have a draw. Yeah, we have a draw at the moment. Okay. All right, moving on. It's your turn.
Okay. All right. Which one's a misrep, not the truth? See, we spend too much time dealing in truths that I don't know about the lies anymore. Okay. This one. Okay, we're gonna get this one. All right.
I don't know. Well, Mayoori and I are out to win this.
Because the thing is, my mind was like, because I just didn't want to disagree with Ravneet. I mean, that was my problem. I was like, Ravneet is right. But then I was like, I was overthinking. Because I was like, I know you didn't, because that you weren't on exchange. Because I asked the right question, right? And then I just
You did. Yeah, you did. I almost got you, actually, just on that point. I'm impressed.
Are you ready, Ravneet? Sorry, my writing's a little bit messy, but.
During my undergraduate studies, I did not take part in any exchange program. As a student, I traveled to Singapore, Taiwan, China, and Lethbridge, right?
I think I know who the misrep is. I think Ravneet is the misrep.
Really? Okay.
Is that Germany, by the way, Will?
That is Germany.
Huh. I know you've been to Singapore, Taiwan, China, and you traveled as a student. I think it's very plausible that you've been to Germany while you were studying at UVO. So I think Ravneet is a misrep. What are your thoughts, Mayoori? You were with Will during law school.
True. Didn't know much about your travels, though. Okay, well, I feel... I'll say Ravneet. Yeah, what?
Okay. Well, first of all, let's clarify two things. You both have to choose the same person, right? Because you have to convince yourself. It's like a jury. If you're hung jury, then you lose.
We can't have
the second one is I want to clarify. When I went to Germany, when I said student, it doesn't mean I was on exchange. It means in a student capacity.
Just traveling as a student. Yeah. But yeah, I still think that Ravneet is the misrep. What are your thoughts, Mayoori?
Yeah, I'll go with Ravneet's the misrep.
Nope.
Damn it.
Misrep.
So I think Mayoori was on the right track, but I thought my clarification would ruin it. I've never been to Europe, and I'm actually excited to go this time soon.
Darn.
So Germany, the three of them were true, but then Germany.
So I was actually asking the right question about Germany. So it was a question of plausibility. It was very in fashion for a UVO student to go somewhere. Yeah. I mean, 2-1, still a long way to go, guys. So whenever you're ready, Mayoori.
All right, Ravi, we got to ask more clarifying questions this time. We can't rush into it.
Sounds good. Yes.
So I've always received scholarships at each program of study.
I have a master's degree in dance and theater.
Oh, I think Mayoori is the misrep on this one. but it's like somewhat related because I know you do have some sort of. I don't know. Not that I don't think you did dance with theater, but I think you did something close to it. It's one of those like tricky ones you're trying to get us on, and I think LJ, you definitely are a scholarship winner.
You think?
Like you must have gotten entrance scholarships. I went to all those different schools.
Oh, wait. Hold on. Hold on. Pause the recording.
Okay, can we redo this round?
Okay. Y'all can just change your trade question.
Yeah.
Did I catch you both on the same misrep or what?
No,
because Mayoori made a last minute change. I think this round goes to you. So they're both misreps.
They're both misreps.
Oh. Well, see that's a misalignment.
Rigging the game, aren't we?
All right.
I think we're not going to cut out that part because I think that was too funny.
Yeah.
So,
That was too
I was
funny.
just having so much fun. I
know. We got into
and really,
it.
I did want to do anyway. I wanted to do dance and theater, guys.
Yeah.
But it's actually false, Will. I didn't get any scholarships from my undergrad. It was for the rest of it that I got some.
Sounds good. Okay, let's since it's what is it? That would give us
You're in the lead by 2 points, so 3 to 1.
Okay, you know what? Let's put that one. We'll put that one and we'll bank that one for later. I guess we'll continue playing, and if it gets too close, we'll have to make one on the spot. Okay, just because we should get to all the questions for fun.
All right. Next round goes to you.
See, Ravneet, all of that phone call, that telephone conference we had, emails. Oh, we paid long distance on that telephone call.
What? Wait, is long distance still a thing?
Maybe. I don't know. Canada-wide, possibly. Okay. Ready to go on my end?
Yes.
Yours says, I only received a letter of acceptance from MacEwan University for my undergraduate program. And mine says, my only 2 letters of acceptance were to the University of Ottawa and the University of New Brunswick for law school.
What's what?
MacEwan University was their only letter of acceptance for undergrad, and mine says I only got into the University of Ottawa and the University of New Brunswick for law school.
Oh,
that's tough. This is tough, man.
You can ask clarifying questions.
Yeah.
Ravneet's open to answer them.
Yes.
Mayoori, I'll let you take the lead on that one for asking clarification.
God, please don't. Don't.
Probing questions.
Wait, can I see yours again, Ravneet? Am I only received
an LOA from MacEwan University for undergraduate program.
Oh, okay.
Did you apply to one school or did you apply to many schools and only get one offer?
Yeah.
I applied to 2 different schools.
What do you
I
think?
applied to a million schools. I was
going to ask, how many schools did you apply to? Law schools?
All across Canada, and they just rejected me. I was actually so close to doing a master's in history, actually, and getting my real estate license. I would have been much wealthier.
Wow.
Wait, you were real? Oh my God.
I was getting close. I actually finished the course. I know. I probably couldn't sell you any real estate, but anyways, that was my fallback plan if law school didn't work out. Going to your dance thing.
What's your vote, Mayoori? I'm going to let you take the lead on this one because I kind of screwed us up the last time.
Oh gosh. Okay.
What's your gut feel here?
My gut feeling is that Ravneet is a misrep.
You know what? Funny that you should say that because I think that she is also the misrep.
You win!
Finally. Okay, we're even. And we also have an extra set of questions now, or facts or misreps. All right, our turn, it turns out. Let's see. I think this will be fun.
Ooh. Oh,
contracts?
Wow.
property law.
Wow.
It's so
All right,
abstract, isn't it?
who are your professors at the University of Ottawa?
Oh, good
question.
Will.
Good question.
we gotta jump into there.
Yeah. I had Professor Anthony Damesis for contracts.
Oh, Damesis. And Mayoori?
I had Professor Angela Cameron.
Oh, my favorite
Angela. Oh
professor.
my God, I love it.
Okay. Okay. So, Ravneet, I'm going to lose this one for us, but my vote is strictly because I loved Angela Cameron as my property professor. So I'm going to say the misrep is LJ's on Damesis, even though I know you love Damesis, but
Mayoori?
That's my vote.
Wait, actually, Ravneet hasn't. Is that a unanimous vote?
Go. Yes, we'll go. We'll go with those.
Mayoori?
I am the misrep.
Oh.
No knock on Angela Cameron, please, if she's listening to this.
We love you,
She's
Professor
amazing.
Cameron.
Love
She's
her.
great.
She made property law actually such a great course to take. And I loved especially her emphasis on like talking about like Indigenous peoples as well and weaving that into the course on property law, which I was like, can we please talk about that?
Yes.
So she did. So lots of respect for her. But as a subject matter, I was like, not my favorite one.
Right.
Oh, I screwed myself by asking that. Yes, true. Property law does suck. And okay, so you were the misrep. And LJ, you took contracts
Yeah,
names.
contracts is actually my
Interesting.
favorite.
Interesting. All right. So I think it is officially a tie now. Kind of. Maybe.
No, we're 2-3. Because you're,
Are you gonna give us? You guys got 2 and we have 3.
you got 2. We got 3.
Really?
I thought we got that one that you guys screwed up though. No?
Well, if you do, then that's a tie.
Okay,
We
you know
could
what?
do a tie
Let's just
and
do
a
one last
tiebreaker.
question. Let's do a tiebreaker.
Okay,
Let's just
one
do a
more?
tiebreaker. We'll
Okay,
do one
sure.
more, and whoever wins, winner takes
Oh.
all.
This is
So we're gonna
is
skip
a
the
lot of
2 and 3.
pressure.
Okay,
I'm starting to
Um,
sweat, guys.
we're gonna go 4 on this one. We're gonna run play 4.
I've been
We're
sweating
not gonna
since
run play
question
5. We're
one.
running play 4.
Okay.
So we're gonna skip 5 because that's the one it's off. We're gonna go 4. Wait,
That's good.
let me just check your 4. Make sure it's good.
Will is so serious.
No.
I'm gonna cry if we lose. We're like the Phoenix Suns of. Anyways, NBA reference there. Okay, so if you guys get this right, you win. If you guys get this wrong, we win.
Winner. Yep. Winner.
Game
take
is
all.
over.
Yep.
Winner take all.
Do it.
My writing's getting really bad, by the way.
Sweaty
Is
hands,
it
nervous.
the nerves, Will? Are you worried you're gonna lose?
This is embarrassing. I think this is probably the first time I'm going to talk about this on a podcast too. And yeah, I hope y'all don't judge me for this. Okay.
It's a safe space.
Okay, where's yours, Ravneet? You got it?
Yep.
And yours says, during my undergrad
undergraduate
studies, I volunteered for an independent research project. Oh, wow. Okay, so mine is, as an undergraduate student, I was once the recruitment chair for a major Greek fraternity, Sigma Chi. So essentially, I'm a frat boy.
Huh.
Will Tao, a frat boy, and you said something about embarrassing. So I don't know. What are your thoughts, Mayoori? I have background laughing audience, by the way. I have a special guest behind me.
Is it Joanna or is it your?
Yes, it's Joanna. So your embarrassment about their fraternity, Will, is going to be known to Joanna as well, live. Hello. This is why we're going to win.
Hey, Joanna.
Should we get Joanna to weigh in?
What are your thoughts? Do you think Will is a frat boy? She thinks that he's totally a frat boy.
Oh, no.
Just for humor's sake,
man.
honestly, I want to humor that with a yes, but I don't know about you, Mayoori.
Let's humor it with a yes. Let's say
Rav needs the misrep.
Rav needs the misrep. Yeah.
Okay.
Wait,
So
wait, what?
Yeah.
So I was a frat boy, but I was never the recruitment chair. You guys
You're never
got
the
distracted.
recruitment. Okay, but you were a frat boy.
I
So-
knew it.
Did you hear that? You hear that? We were half right.
All right. Yeah.
Okay, just
So,
for
anyway.
you guys win. You guys win. Fair and square. But we do want to go on a bonus round here because I think our last set of facts are hilarious.
All right. We'll do one last one for good measure, and then I'm gonna get yelled at probably because my baby needs to walk.
Yeah. Okay. Mayoori, are you ready with yours?
Can I just say, okay, actually, I was gonna say, can I just say mine?
I will put that
For
on the
our
screen.
our online video vlogger watchers.
Lou has never referred to a professor as daddy accidentally.
Wow.
You think your frat days were an embarrassment. How about this, buddy?
I know the answer to this one.
Oh,
Mine
did you
is-
hear? Okay. So Mayoori
I once spent $200 at a refugee law fundraiser bake sale in law school. I
That's
do love my
believable.
sweets, guys.
Which one's more believable?
All right, Ravneet, the final decision's yours. I both.
These are tough
Yeah.
ones.
Daddy, what context would that come in?
Oh, I don't know.
Can you elucidate a bit on that?
I mean, how would it come up in the law school class?
It was in law school too.
Family
Oh, wow.
law, I guess.
Good one.
I don't know.
Where's the thing when we need it?
Ding, ding, ding.
Let's go with Mayoori as the misrep on this one.
You got it right.
Yay! Wait, you spent like $150 instead of $200, no?
Okay, to round this off, can you please tell us the story of when you called a professor daddy?
I did not get enough sleep the night before because it was 2016. It was the elections. Everyone was at the edge of their seats. I had contracts class the day after, and I was so out of it. And the professor said, "I'm not your father." That came out wrong because I was being cornered. And I'm like, "No, you're not, Daddy." And everyone erupted in laughter. The professor had to turn around
Wow.
red.
That is a story.
Of course, I had to apologize because it was very inappropriate. It came out the wrong way. The professor was very gracious and, he said it was funny.
Awesome. That's a
It was
the
really
story,
embarrassing.
yes.
But yeah, there's a story right there. So that should
Sounds
round
good.
it up.
Well, that should round it up. Thank you so much for attending, for being here, for being present, for sharing so many incredible tips with our viewers, for the international students that we know watch our podcast. I think they're going to learn so much from your wisdom and guidance, and I hope you also had a little bit of fun. Thank you. Anything else, LJ, on your end?
That's it. Thank you so much again for attending. And in the future, we'll have more conversations and maybe another round of misrep and get our revenge against Will. I think Joanna wants to say hello and
I want to play next.
she wants to play.
Yeah.
So she'll be
All
another
right.
invitee. Thanks, everyone.
Sounds good.
Thank
Take
you.
care.
Take
Thank
care.
you.